full sense.
The pride of Thailand, it's a full sense. Cruz is back on the roster, and we've seen really good things happen since him joining the squad again. Now, last week they did 2-0 DFM, and the question is if they're going to do it one more time against the other Japanese squad of Pacific.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that's gone through some a little bit of turbulent times last year, missing out on the big events. They want to rewrite that this year, and we know that they are capable. This is a roster stacked full of insane firepower, and now it feels like crazy smart leadership with Cruz back at that helm. The sky is the limit for this squad, and they want to continue their dominance here today.
Yeah, I think two things for me that really impressed me was one, just their ability to read the map, find some of the weak sides, avoid like the recon utility, and catch DFM really off guard was impressive.
And they will be playing against ZETA today. Now, Ryota shared his new philosophy and his vision for this team. So we're expecting a reformed ZETA division as we go through stage 1 here. We saw some really impressive things from this squad just last week against RRQ. They really pushed every map to the limit.
Yeah, I really think there's a lot of
ZETA not be able to do so well on it against RRQ, guarding like the rest of Full Sense, diving forward with it. Chip Boys once again on the Neon, trying to isolate the Sentinel on this bottom side of the map. Interceptor active. ZETA under a lot of pressure there, getting cleaned up by Primi. And in the meantime, ZETA speeding up here onto this A site.
Yeah, now it's Leviathan under the gun. He's still going to try to peek out, though, but gets shut down immediately. That's an open A site. We also do have differences in initiators, maybe the players operating the Brimstone, but also the Sentinels as well. Still kind of factors into how you're going to be able to set up the retakes, the post-plant position. ZETA pushing in towards main. Absol swinging out from Rafters. Down to it at the end, it's just Cruz. And he's going to have a huge task ahead of him, able to take down the first two. But down to the last one, Eco just swinging wide. Cruz still able to track on top of his head. The stage, just a little brief moment into the coaching booth. For now, though, ZETA not backing down. Just the shorties, pistols. They're still trying to dive through into this B site. Of course, Primi's the first to fall, but you got Cruz lying in wait with the judge. A couple of shots fired off. He's trying to make every single round count. Goes down towards Shota, though.
Eco inside of the smoke, dealt with by Jit Boys. The judge versus the shorties. It looks like 3 judges purchased in this round for Full Sense. He had 1 up in tower as well. Really backing themselves with the shotguns at the moment. Anti-Eco. ZETA cleaned up by Leviathan. Nice clean tap to finish.
Through now with everyone from Full Sense starting to push out. But at the same time, this is where I wonder, what is XDL's Cruz going to look like this time? You know, is he going to be able to pinpoint exactly where the judge players are, the fault lines, maybe aftershocks to flush them out? For now, it's going to be Eco on the saturate. Takes 1 down, Primi to trade right back. Guns picked up as well, though. But there goes that fault line up to the back, just to set Absol up perfectly.
It's so disgusting. Man's half on the rope. Guarding Light goes forward, and in goes the fast lane. Jit Boys trying to run at Absol. TP into unders for Xiberia. It does mean we will head into a 3-on-3 here. Trailblazer looking for a little bit more information.
Yeah, but then sitting down, watching the flank as well. They've managed to take down just a bit. Orbital strike sent over as well. We'll flush one out into the open position. Now just Shota left, pretty much confirmed by the flash now. Killa continuing to jiggle, confirms the kill. It's Full Sense with full bonus.
That could be some, you know, water pistol celebrations.
Watch that on the electronics, please.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I mean, Cruz first up to bat yet again here. Takes a chunk out of Absol. Primi, in the meantime, does clean up Sugar Zero. This anti-eco is starting off quite nicely for Full Sense.
Yeah, he's just looking to really electrify his opponents right now. Dashes away, has convergent paths to continue to stun and delay as well, while his teammates have already arrived, especially Jit Boys. Newcomer on the Neon, and he's already hampering his opponents.
All down to XDL, 1 off the Rolling Thunder. He had an abysmal performance against RRQ in just the last game on this map, and a little bit of a fumble, tripping up on the stairs.
Against Shemkin here and there a little bit. But
Leviathan caught before Primi can have any impact here, and I don't think he's going to be putting this clutch together. May just play for exits.
not with an op in Valorant. He's going to have a tough time. I mean, if he gets one, maybe he could double dip, but apart from that, just might want to save instead. Goes in for the dash right behind, tries to pull out the shorty!
Nonetheless, and with plenty of money on the side of Full Sense, courtesy of an excellent start, he will keep...
Be right back.
Now with the up again. Oh, just to start things off.
Yeah, already Absol down for the count. So you're going to have to trust Eco with a little bit more of those entry duties. ZETA, the operator of his own, waiting for Full Sense to give him some kind of opportunity, but Primi is everywhere right now.
You got to watch out for that smoke as well. Full Sense all enforcing around it. Bang. Just.
He's in the Matrix. He just can read the positioning so easily. Just domination from one of the very best duelists in Pacific. Avoids the fault line. I thought that was going to be a freebie for him as well. And that's just a nothing round, really. Full Sense ripping them apart. Your Neon and Waylay to an operator peeking you dry, then you just lose a lot of the aggression and punching power out of this comp.
Just feels like it's not quite there at the moment. Possibly not so for this upcoming one, despite the overdrive rips. Absol's just trying to fend off his opponents, but still gunned down at the end.
I mean, his overdrive was running out, so he really needed a kill there, which is why you see him dive forward like that.
Either way, though, now more dives coming through, but it's the one from the defensive side. Just as soon as the spike goes down, fast flood, right back through the retake, leaving Sugar Zero as the abandoned soldier tucked inside of A main. He's trying to do his best to delay as much as possible, but the shorty push into the smoke.
Really? They did take some A main control. Out come the Seekers to try to read this, and that will force Full Sense to speed up now. Or ZETA, rather.
Yeah, just a little bit. Seekers gives a clear sign that B is open. Leviathan trying to keep safe distance while Primi just dives straight on. Trying to prevent the spike from going down, then the orbital and convergent paths connecting through, but not fully eventuating to much else. ZETA still in pretty much safe positions, especially up towards tower.
Rolling Thunder for XDL.
Sends it. Then looking for targets. Absol unfortunately goes down though. Full Sense have done well just to avoid every single concuss. Now down to just XDL left. The one who sent in the utility. Trying to fend off onto the defuse, but Primi has the angle watched.
Off of the site and straight into the arms of Killua here. Wasn't even necessarily ready for this duel, but actually playing around the edge of that orbital super well, recognizing that, okay, he might try to run into the Canteen smoke here. And I think that's what Full Sense do super well in this round. You see every single one of these players on the replays is ready for the reports, can actually do you a lot of favors. And already you see a smoke on bottom side as ZETA plants himself in towards unders. So you can do some very cheeky setups.
Chokehold going off, so that's a bit of information now. ZETA will look to control A main Sands, possible place to gain vision in towards A site, which is exactly where Full Sense are trying to end up. They're pushing past this as well, but ZETA have pushed themselves into off angles where it's a full ambush, but Primi still trying to pick his targets.
The off angle.
Just get a kill here or there. Play off of the spike perhaps. No, he actually
Thing to really hold the side too much.
Yeah, especially with the just upgraded pistols, let's call them that. And look for targets around the smokes. An opening one is not too bad, a second as well. Still though, Full Sense just trying to swarm the side, but gets caught out with utility in hand. Suddenly it's just Primi left. But if anyone can do it, it's Primi! Just looking for the final one, gets the burst through!
Sends into an untenable position where Primi has to come up with a Red Bull clutch, but you know that this man is good for it. Cam on top side as Leviathan joins the rest of the team. Trailblazer straight in towards A here. Just ZETA by himself, but this is what this Asian is so good at. You get potential to find picks in the earlier portions of the round. Leviathan over on the back side does get caught. 1-for-1 as Eco goes down.
So a bit more space to work off of now, but at the same time, look at how Full Sense are. Trying to push up to clear out the drop. So another angle to work off of while buying time with convergent paths and a stun. Killua set up into an off angle, one and done because of it. Gonna get checked though. Oh, and that's exactly where ZETA want them. Just two left, but it's also post-plant utility. Ultimate, I should say. Jit Boy's trying to dance around the volley of bullets, goes down at the very end, but Cruz still just trying to buy as much time away as possible. Dumps in the orbital, goes down to Shota. Do they have the defuse? Halfway stuck. They're trying to dump their bodies onto it, but they get absolutely burnt to a crisp. Full Sense reach double digits off of post-plant utility.
Very nicely worked for Cruz, which will give him the orbital Sugar Zero does get, sorry, it will give him the Rolling Thunder, and Sugar Zero gets the Orbital once he dies.
Ooh.
So ZETA do have some big ults coming into the next round. So looking for double digits, and given the fact that nobody survived that last round, they need this anti-eco to be as clean as possible. A little bit worried that Kahlua was going to go down there, but
Spike planted.
hang on to life for now. And it's just Sugar Zero. See if he can take even one gun away from Full Sense here. Smoked off on Gen.
It would be nice, but I'm not gonna lie, I was just talking about ultimates. Look at Full Senses as well. It's just a map again, and with the way that Full Sense can play, the confidence brought to it, it's been relentless. Now they slow things down.
Everyone on Full Sense posted up on top side. Absol in unders. He's got a couple of heads to be looking at in terms of tapping away. The Rolling Thunder goes forward, but look at the disengage.
Now off the Rolling Thunder as well. Full Sense trying to hang back, and they will just come back in for the firefight, which they will win out fully. All the rounds just brought up to this point.
Beautiful macro there at the end from Full setups, courtesy of the Deadlock Cypher.
Especially now that they have the investments coming through. ZETA though, full 5, all towards A.
Yeah, Kahlua has been set up with a lot of utility here in the back of the site.
Trying to work off the cages and everything. A bit of support coming over as well out from Heaven. Some players going down. ZETA still trying to dig themselves into the site. Oh, Kahlua swings over with a flash. A couple more being tossed back will buy a bit more time, but time ultimately is of the essence because ZETA need to get going. Unfortunately, they get trapped, caged into the site. XDL trying to buy himself away from the situation. Will be able to take down another, but down to the 1v2 where he is so undoubtedly low. Primi will finish and secure the round back for Full Sense.
Does seem like they're playing retake right now. Jip Boys has a kill trip across A main and a cam to spot out this Heaven contact.
Still on the cam for now.
Seen some toes.
And goes in for the swing. 1-2, clear and done. Just Shota trying to find himself a bit more spacing with that snake bite as well. Maybe a call to pivot now from ZETA.
Off angle from Leviathan. Sugar Zero starts to activate. Paranoia forward does catch Primi, but Leviathan from Rafters, not blind at all. 20 seconds now.
That's just such a tough position to clear. Plus you got Primi in a one and done. Without time, without, well, a pressureless situation, it feels as though ZETA are just gonna crumble, and there they go. 2 and 2, Full Sense.
Sonic sensors over here. Gravnet's already been used, but you've still got a reactive Paranoia, and Primi's tucked into the back of the site, nice and snug.
I like to see the respect from Full Sense passed over to ZETA, but turtling up, I'm not sure how well that's gonna work out. ZETA still trying to execute over. Unfortunately, with Absol gone, now this spear looks incredibly blunt! Everyone mowed down.
There's his convergent pass. Saturate. See you later. Do not come back. Yeah. He can pop the neural, it can really help them on the flood back in, and a couple of trips are really going to help further reinforce this A site.
Which is why he turtles himself in towards Elbow, trying to sneak away with a kill, almost getting the neural theft all the way over. Will complete it at the end, but a bit of space being handed over to ZETA as well.
This pit is going to help further reinforce things. Cruz, if he gets a kill, will have the annihilation.
Full Sense takes that as an invitation though, out with the flashes, trying to surround the pit as well. Eco has a big job to hold, and he's managed to do a pretty good one so far. Teammates going down around him as well, but low HP. Kahlua still lands the shot.
Yeah, big 3K for Full Sense. ZETA heading over in that direction, but this could be a very bad news for them.
Yeah, it's bad news bears for sure. Out with the full ultimate as well, and then just marching down ZETA, where it's Sugar Zero left, tries to fake out the position with a teleport, but only gets away with one.
I mean, that was better than Sugar Zero.
Oh boy.
Wall not broken over on that A side of the map. That's going to slow Ceuta down for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, which is exactly why Full Sense starts to pivot over to this fence position where Kahlua just feels so comfortable. He's at home. He rolls out the carpet over for ZETA.
lost your smokes right off the rip in B main. Like, there was just no point in that round where ZETA fell
down to the minute mark. And there he goes.
Got out.
Managing to stall as well. Smokes come up just in time, but ZETA are intent on this B site. Cruz trying to block off as much as possible, especially with that wall. Look at that. Convergent path still collapsing over though. Eco trying to bring up something. Pulls off a classic right click, a couple as well. Killua comes in with his own. And then just wild swings where Killua is online for the full
30 seconds
ace.
left.
17 and 5. And Ceuta on the lurk yet again should be very readable for him, but ace denied. Primi will clean it up.
Mental damage.
But you go back and forth. Run at Monya, run at Xfero.
One enemy remains.
Yes, yes, that's what it is. Well, full sense.
Creeping out A main here. Eco off the line for now. Ceuta drops his orb and will try to buy space for the retake. Both of the duelists are here and ready to fight. Primi's by himself on the side and does get cleaned up.
Rest of ZETA still trying to watch out for any incoming assailants, especially around the smokes. ZETA off to the top of fence. It's XDL. Only able to walk away with one. Sugar Zero trying to support. But firepower from full sense still prevailing. It's Killua down to 16.
Trying to make their way through the deadlock wall. Eco and Ceuta are stuck, and Full Sense know exactly where these last two players are, and this is the most tight thing you've ever seen. Do you rotate to the other side of the site? No, bro. Let me take an aim duel right now.
I want to fight. This is what my hands do. Let me throw him. Eco trying to put himself into a shell with 22 HP. He's running out of ammunition as well. Leviathan at ZETA over onto Rat.
Oh, this could be Trailblazer into the Annihilation. In fact, Cruz has got the Annihilation ripped. Primi goes forward looking for targets, and Cruz is just running in and catches Sugar Zero. That's unlucky.
Right off the pillar, and instantly with the barrier up as well. You've got smokes outside of CT. There's no way ZETA actually makes it to the site at this point.
Yeah, the shot in towards spawn side. Can they bust their way back in?
Off with a flash. Absol raring to go. The relay bolts across, but Primi tucked into a prime position. Off to the end of pillar. A bit of trigger discipline. Finally reveals himself. It's a full ambush. He runs out of ammo, tries to stay alive, but ultimately damage is done. Hang on. Absol still in this fight. Never surrender, never back down. He looks for more ammunition, tries to complete the ace, but Killua absolutely denies. Supports the rest of the team as well. And thanks to that, now you got Viper's Pit invested over onto Garage. Full Sense have to look for other options.
Here he goes. Cruz once again with the Annihilation.
Just send it?
Yeah, running straight up the middle of the map.
Oh my god! Well, sudden decision to send it over onto Vents, but XDL will keep his teammate alive. Meanwhile, Eco hops over across the cage, catches Leviathan on the exit. Nipped him on the heel, and the rest of Full Sense suddenly alerted to their enemy's positions, trying to control the site.
Yeah, ZETA are cutting them down before they're even able to get into a comfortable position. Trailblazer back through A main, puts Eco on yet another operator line. You cannot be peeking this man. He's starting to have a bit more of a heat up.
And that's enough for Convergent Path as well. Oh my god, 3 completely stunned up. This buys a bit more time. Jit Boys as well, ready to set up, watching screens a little bit further. Smoke being sent across, and you really have to figure out how to work against the off angles being held by Full Sense, Primi, and Killua. The kill leaders of today. They smell it in the water. They know they have this win in the bag, and Killua trying to recover his spray, unfortunately goes down, but into the 1v1 where you're running out of time. Shota needs to cut corners, and all it takes is one singular tap from Primi. Full Sense continue with their Burning Crusade down into playoffs.
Very, very solid day at the office today from Full Sense. And similar to the last matchup that they had against ZETA in kickoff, it's just utter domination. Really have a very, very good head-to-head against the Japanese.